Commitment number 21 and number 8 just for July alone is in the fold for the Tennessee Vols football program. This staff is on an absolute heater right now, for sure. Make sure you hit the like, the share, and it is free to subscribe. You get notifications for any videos that come on. J.B. Shabazz, four-star offensive lineman, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, is in the fold tonight. He chooses Tennessee over Ohio State and South Carolina, among others. It was led to believe that's what it come down to, was those three. Great commitment for Tennessee. Big pickup, 6'6", 280 is what he's listed at on three rivals. And to me, an offensive lineman that size is really ideal. Obviously, you've got the height on it, but that 280, that gives you room to put on good weight. I think of like David Sanders Jr. coming in last year. He was coming in around 6'6", 270. I've not seen the up-to-date weight on him today, but last I'd seen was he was in that 290 to 300 range. That's pretty ideal to me for a tackle. Good sized dude, and you still maintain good mobility as well. But I like this commitment. And again, I normally take the highest of the publications. According to On3, Shabazz is a 4-star. Now, on 24/7, on ESPN, and I don't know if you even still consider On3 Rivals rankings different because they're the same company now, but we'll just say 24/7 and ESPN have him a 3-star. But like I said, this is the 8th commitment of July for this staff, and it's big for them as well. The impact, I'm reading based off of, Matt Ray of VolQuest.com put out an article. This was the scouting report from Charles Power, On3's director of scouting and rankings. And we'll take just a couple things he said about him. He said, a big, powerful tackle who I think showed really nice improvement as a junior, playing for one of the better programs in the Winston-Salem area. Says he has a good combination of functional movement skills and functional power and play strength. You hear this, he's light on his feet, so he can lock up linemen. He can create movement, it says he really fires off the ball. And looking through it as well, he says this is a guy who does project as a starter long term, and he says he thinks he can play both sides of the offensive line. And Power even said this is a guy who we liked in the top 100 for a good chunk of the cycle as well. So, it's possible now that, his rankings do go up again later on. And, looking at it as well, Tennessee's still in the hunt for other offensive linemen. But as of now, and this one, I still kind of shake my head about it. You've got Gabriel Oinda, who he's a 5-star on 24/7, 19th overall. And then On3 just has him a 3-star, not even a national ranking. ESPN same. Rivals had him a 4-star and 45th nationally. I keep saying this. I know it's getting repetitious saying it, but I've never seen a prospect's rankings be so different, have such a wide range like that. I don't know. I just think it's odd. What I would like to see these scouts come together and compare notes to see what they're seeing. But now you've got Oinda, you've got J.B. Shabazz in the fold as well. You have also got, who am I missing? Edward Baker. That's the third one. Offensive lineman out of Baltimore, Maryland, St. Francis Academy. That's a powerhouse school. He's a consensus 3-star, 6'4", 315. Interior offensive lineman. That's good size. That's what you want for an offensive lineman, especially an interior guy as well. Tennessee, based on everything I've seen, you've got, and there could be more, but the main 2 offensive linemen they're still in on, Kamari Blair out of Tennessee, and then Darius Gray as well. Kamari Blair, it seems like it's Tennessee Ole Miss. Based on what I've seen with Darius Gray, it's Tennessee, it's South Carolina, and, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Is it Georgia? Maybe it is. I could be wrong on that one. I know for sure it's Tennessee, South Carolina. It could even be Ohio State on it. That one's slipping off the top of my head here. But this is shaping up to be a nice class, man. And looking at the 8 commitments for July, and again, I take the highest of it 5 of them were 4 stars and 3 of them are 3 stars. And the 3 stars look pretty good, man. Darrell Rivers looks good. He's got good size, 6'5", 270. Rodney Gardner really likes him, really wanted him, got him in the fold. Jamin Theodore is a guy, cornerback out of Chattanooga, 6 foot, 165. That's good size, and he's supposedly got good speed as well. Plenty of room to put on good weight. And then Javonte Smith is a guy who can play both ways. He's been recruited more as a defensive back. Now, that's your 3 stars I'm talking about here. Now you had Joel Combe, teammate of Braden Rouse, and I hope I didn't mispronounce that one as well. If I did, I apologize on it. I like that commitment. You know, he's one of those two. He's a 4-star according to Rivals. He's a 3-star according to On3 24/7. He's not even rated by ESPN. But 6'2", 190, good size for a safety. And then, you know, I'm working my way up. Of course, you had the duo out of Mississippi of TJ White and Darion Albert. Great pickups for Tennessee. And then, of course, you know, the one that had probably the most headlines this week was the Braden Rouse, getting Braden Rouse over Texas, among others. Michigan, Alabama was in there as well. Now, again, those guys I mentioned, that's just from the start of July. Obviously, they went on a heater starting in June with plenty of other guys. I mean, you go down the fold with it as well. You got Legend Bay, which is a guy I really like, coming in, supposed to be a speedster, listed 5'9", 170. Kendrick Golston is a dude. He was a Georgia Legacy 4-star, according to Rivals on there. Seemed to be a nice pickup for him. Zayden Anderson, corner out of Greenville, who's supposed to be a burner at 6'1", 270. KJ McLean, corner out of New Jersey. If I'm not mistaken, he's kind of the one that got things going in June, and then everything started to go from there. Of course, Luke Thompson, he's a legacy through his parents played different sports. UT had a grandfather that played for Tennessee. But again, with this new roster limit too, you know, going down through these guys, these athletes, these speedsters, you can afford now to have those guys. Now, you know, it may be a matter of, are they patient enough to stay in the program, put on good weight, build up, and improve along the way. But if Tennessee can close with, I'm just looking offensive line-wise, Kamari Blair and or Darius Gray, that's another pretty solid offensive line class. And I feel that will be the 3rd in a row that's been really solid. And the question now is going to be, can they develop these guys? And I really think we're starting to see some of their guys are recruiting starting to play more of a role. Obviously, David Sanders Jr. is going to be your right tackle this year. Now you're looking at Lance Hurd, which was a portal commit. It's going to be the left tackle. Wendell Moy Jr. out of transfer from Arizona is more than likely your left tackle. Sam Pendleton's either going to be your center or your right guard based on what I've seen. Well, other than that, that's going to come down to a guy that they've actually recruited and brought into the program. You're either going to have William Satterwhite at center with Pendleton at right guard, or if Pendleton plays center, you're looking at either Sham Umarov or Jesse Perry based on everything that I've read sliding into that right guard spot. And also Perry can slide out and be a backup tackle. And I've seen that you're looking at Bennett Warren, who was a 4-star 2 years ago out of Texas, being one of your top 4 tackles as well. The fact that these guys are starting to come along, and that's been a question, you know, we keep having to hit the portal on it. And I've even said it too, at some point, these guys you're recruiting have to start developing. I think we're starting to see it too. And I really think a lot of people forget at times what was inherited when this staff took over this program. They're building it back slowly at a time, and this is starting to be a really solid roster, really in all phases of it. And I like what they're doing now. Let's face it, the key is going to the big two. The big two that everybody has their eyes on is Savion Hyder and Tristan Keys. And right now, based on, I've seen numerous national analysts today, and I can't place, I think it was Chad Simmons, and I could be wrong on that one. They're talking about Tennessee is making this one tough on LSU with Tristan Keys. And it sounds like, I don't know that it sounds like necessarily he's going to flip his commitment to Tennessee, but they're talking about Tennessee is all over Tristan Keys. And it sounds like they've got a really good shot to at least get him to decommit and then hopefully flip him in the process. Savion Hyder, that seems to be a Tennessee-Michigan battle. I've seen Will Fong. The last time I saw him talk about it, he said I would probably favor Michigan, but he said I'm not counting Tennessee out on that one. We're going to see, and I think if Tennessee loses either one of those recruitments, I don't know that we can really fault the staff if they're going all out and stuff. But I don't know, man. I feel good about those two. I really do. I feel better about Keys than Hyder. Funny enough, Gray and Blair though would be icing on the cake, and then you've got is it Sleacy Moy possibly. From what I've seen, he's an athlete, heck of an athlete. Tennessee's sold him on playing both ways. Last I've seen, he is favoring Utah right now. So can Tennessee kind of get back up there with it? But this staff's doing a good job right now. 13th overall according to On3 and 5th in the SEC as well. And, some of that too, you've got these teams that's got 30 commitments. They're obviously going to rank higher. But another good day for Tennessee football. And I don't even know off the top of my head. Some of you guys may know. I don't even know who's scheduled to go next or if any of these guys are even scheduled. I know Craig Tutt is coming up here sometime within the next week or so. But from what I've seen recently, that one is looking like it's trending Ole Miss. We'll see if Tennessee can regain traction on that one. But you guys have a great rest of your Friday. This is Frank. This is the House of Orange. I'll see you when I see you.